If there's one thing that Renault knows how to do, it's how to create a driver-orientated, hardcore hot hatch. The RS range is absolutely phenomenal, centered around driving enjoyment. The new Renault Clio RS Trophy is no exception. Just take a look at this big gaping front bumper with these checkered flag fog lamps. It rolls on a set of 18-inch wheels, but it's the back that's really interesting. Here at the back, it looks like it's just a diffuser, a part of the bumper, but it's actually functional. It runs most of the way underneath the back end of this car. And then it's accentuated by this Akrapovic exhaust system, twin exit with carbon fiber tips. It's tuned specifically for the RS Trophy, and it's a fantastic sounding system. So, as a hardcore petrol head, what do you do when you've got a great sounding car? You go tunnel hunting. Now in Johannesburg, there are only 3 tunnels, if you can call them that. We're pretty stymied when it comes to a selection. But let's go hunt them down and let's see what it sounds like underground. We kick things off with our tunnel chase with the Hartbeespoort tunnel, and it really is a small tunnel. It's probably no more than about 50-60 meters long, and it is on a curve. So getting a run through it is very, very tricky. And of course, because it's only a single lane, it means that there's a traffic light on either end, which is pretty much like a stop and go. Right, heading into the tunnel, and glasses off, window down. That was a little bit of a wash. I would have loved to have seen this area before it got so developed and so built up. I'm pretty sure that this road would have been a fantastic road to drive. Really nice and twisty and turny here on the edge of the mountain. Now, Johannesburg doesn't have many of these to work with. And the little Clio RS Trophy loves these sort of roads. The levels of grip are absolutely astounding in this little car. You really do just want to throw it around the corners. It's got super sticky 18-inch Michelin Pilot Sport tyres on it, on the 18-inch wheels. Now, the cup-tuned chassis has been lowered 20mm in front and 10mm at the back. Gives you a bit of a firm ride, and it's the price you pay for having the phenomenal road holding. It's also fitted with the RS limited slip diff, which is an electronic diff, and it works on a torque vectoring basis. So it's going to brake the inside wheels and allow a slightly sharper turn in. It really does work well. This car is so chuckable. As we enter back into Gauteng onto our second destination, it's about time to talk about one of the most impressive aspects of the little Clio RS Trophy, and that's the engine. It's powered by a 1.6 litre 4-cylinder turbo engine, and it's really, really impressive. You're not going to believe these numbers. It makes 162 kilowatts. 162! That's 220 horsepower. And it's putting that all through the front wheels of a little lightweight hatchback. How they do that boggles my mind. It makes 250 Newton meters, and it's got an overboost function which is going to bump that up to 280 Newton meters momentarily. But it's the way that it drives that is probably the most interesting and most entertaining. It's got different drive modes. It's got a normal, sport, and a race. In normal mode, you can just about live with it. But if you push this RS button, Renault Sport, the sport mode, it becomes increasingly difficult to drive in traffic, and you can forget about trying to park it. That is not going to happen. The throttle all of a sudden becomes this hair trigger, and the slightest little input just sees it lurching towards the horizon. It's really a rabid dog stuck on a leash. It just wants to be let go. It wants to pull away. On the go, that is fantastic, and it means that around the track this must be an absolute hoot, responding to all your inputs. More like a naturally aspirated car and less like a turbocharged car. It's an enjoyable drive, it really is. I really do like this motor, it's fantastic. I can't believe that they're getting that much power out of such a small motor. It comes at a price though. It says that we're averaging 9.2 litres per 100 with a little bit of blasting here and there, but generally sticking to the speed limits. But I'm watching that fuel gauge go down at almost the same rate that the tach needle climbs. So either they're lying there, or they've given it a matchbox for a fuel tank. Right, we're nearing our second location, and the roads are a little busy. It's not exactly the ideal time to go tunnel blasting. But this should be the best of the three that we've managed to find in Johannesburg. Let's see what we can piece together. Righto, here we go. Our second location, Daspoort Tunnel. Nice long tunnel, but it is a bit noisy, so we're not quite getting the reverberation that we'd like off the walls. Still, nice tunnel. And here is our third and final tunnel in the Gauteng area. It is the R59 joining back onto the N12 near Alberton. It's a beautiful long stretch, but it's actually in two sections, so there's a little bit of a gap in between. But it also has 2 lanes and a nice long sweeping turn. It's actually beautiful and well lit. I don't know that we're going to hear too much. Let's see what it sounds like. The Clio RS is going to set you back about 420,000 Rand. And that does make it a little bit expensive, especially for a Clio. But you're getting a lot of engineering in here, and it is a fantastic drive. It's a great car for those of us that are hardcore petrol heads. That's an Africa problem for you.